ready?
Hey, at least it's water.
Hey, I got 30 feet into the water and then dropped out of the sky. Awesome.
You did it!
Hey everybody, it's Kay.
And Dad.
From Kay's Kreations.
And today we are coming at you with episode 2 from Forever Bedrock. We have been busy at the Spawn Castle Complex. Today we have
Tower.
a huge tower addition and a bridge connecting to what's going to be the shopping district from the main castle complex. So today's video we're going to roll some footage and give some building tips and cover this and the bridge that we built, filling in a river, and
Which was fun.
An awesome fishing pier that we added into the spawn complex here. So with big builds like this, Kay and I generally will come up with a basic shape, which we've got our walls are 5 wide here and then we have 2 diagonals. And then what we like to do is come up with a block palette so that we can show some variation and some depth with the different blocks that we're using. So our diagonal columns are polished andesite, and then we chose stone for the main wall texture, and we added in
some gravel, cobblestone, and what else?
I believe we added in stone brick.
Yeah.
And that gives it a little bit of a look from a distance. It gives it a texture variation so that your builds don't look quite so flat, especially when you're building something that's big and tall like this. Here at this point we're putting the roof on the top floor of the tower, and we're getting ready to work on the crenellations. And initially here you see we added the crenellations even with the facing of the wall. And that makes the build, again, look really flat. So Kay and I came up with the idea for adding some depth. We came back up top and we knocked out these crenellations, you'll see here in a second. And what we decided to do was actually move the crenellations out 1 block from the face of the wall to give the build some additional depth. Because right now what you're looking at is such a boring kind of flat surface. By knocking out and moving those crenellations out by 1 really gives a little bit of depth to the top of the build, and then
it makes it look way better.
Yeah, and Kay here is actually adding in an additional layer of depth with the stair blocks that she's placing underneath the crenellation blocks that we used. And as you can see here, now that all the crenellations are in, it definitely gives the build a lot more textured look to it, a little more depth and detail.
For a little bit more depth, we added some windows.
Adding windows into the build will always give you an opportunity to add depth. 2 of the choices, obviously, for doing this are to use either glass panes or fence posts, because it gives you a little bit of an offset from a full block.
Even iron bars.
Iron bars also is another good choice. So here, with it being a medieval feel, we went ahead with fence posts instead of any kind of a glass texture. We did add some others on the other side that there are some photos of later on in the video. We have some close-ups so that you can actually see the block palette and how we mixed it, and the other sides, the other windows that we put in. So those will be at the end of the video. We have some still shots that we included. And as you can see, the grind was real. And here we are, done. Once we had the tower in place, we went ahead and started working on the bridge. Unfortunately, I lost the footage of Kay doing the walkway portion, but again, those photos that we have, the still shots that we put at the end of the video, if you stick around, there's some good shots of the block concept that she used for this upper walkway portion. The part that I'm working on here now is we just wanted some basic arch form. It's a fairly tall bridge, so we didn't want to get too busy, and we wanted to be able to have sight lines where you could see the river as you're coming up and approaching the castle. So we tried to leave it fairly open.
Here's the part where we filled in the water.
Yeah, as we were building, we noticed, unfortunately, that our river was about 4 blocks too shallow and looked really droughty.
And dinky.
Yeah, it was way too low. And unfortunately, when you're doing a big build like this, these are sometimes things that you need to do. When you walk up on something like this and the river is too low, it really detracts from the overall feel of the build. We raised this by, I think, 4 blocks, Kay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, about 6 shulkers of ice and
a chicken swimming in the river.
Chicken swimming in the river. We made a lot of friends with drowns, and I believe this took Kay and I approximately 2 days. But again, with a large-scale build like this, it's a small detail, but as you'll see once we get to the end here and break it out, I'm going to do a little bit of a flyover, and you'll be able to see how it all comes together. Yeah, and even this view, you can tell, actually that side there, we busted out and made a waterfall down to the normal level of the river that was existing. But as you see here, once I make the turn, the river being up at this level is much better than what we had initially, and really kind of ties the build together. After that, I went around and did some pathing just to again texturize and add some detail to the build to help it come to life. When you have such a big build like this, it's easy to get caught up on the big parts and things don't quite look right until you get some of these finer details into the mix.
Do you have any scaffolding on you?
Yes.
Feed me!
There you go.
Yummy. Thank you.
You're welcome. And speaking of finer details, Kay came up with an idea for a fishing pier.
Like the tower, I started off with a block palette of spruce logs and some dark oak elements because that's like the closest color. Then I added some cobblestone walls as well as some dark oak fence, and then I started working on the roof.
And you're using spruce planks for the walkway, right, Kay?
Yeah.
And most of the roof in spruce planks and stairs?
Yeah. Not stairs, just spruce planks.
Half slabs.
Yeah. Then
this is an extra just bit of detail for the roof that you were doing, right, Kay?
Yeah.
This little extra half slab.
Yeah. Half slab action. Then I started to add signs as like a little bit of detail, kind of like frills or something.
And by using the oak, you're adding an actual additional color too to the build.
Yes.
And then you have a drown sneaking up on you.
And he
Lost.
got destroyed.
He was destroyed.
Victory is mine.
Victory and fishing pier are yours.
Yes.
And then you went swimming.
Yes.
And now
I also added some barrels and stuff around the dock, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe.
And we hope that you guys will leave some comments. We love seeing the feedback. Leave us your suggestions or let us know what you think. Maybe what part of the builds were your favorite or least favorite. And again, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.